Greetings and salutations, and welcome to another BZPower set review. I am BZPower reporter will not go away, Xccj, and today I am reviewing Series 16 LEGO Collectible Minifigures 71013. LEGO has been generous enough to donate us a box of these figs, and so I'm going to do a quick review of all of them for you. And make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video to see how you could win some of these figs yourself. So here we have a box of 60 figs. Inside you can see the various packs. Some stores sell them right out of the box, while others will hang them up and such. And you have the full set of characters right here. The banana guys up front. You got the Ice Queen and you got the Cyber Lady. So lots of cool characters to pick from. This is a really exciting wave, so it'll be pretty cool to see what's in store. Just grabbing one of the bags. I see a couple of characters on the front, showing them off. Series 16 up here. It's interesting, they've moved back to a yellow background, which was the color they used for Series 1, so nice throwback. And then just some legal stuff on the back. So there is a set assortment per box of the figs. So some of the more common ones will appear 5 times in here, while others will appear only 4 or 3 times. And I'll mention their rarity when I get to the individual figs, but just letting you know. But that's the baseline for how we calculate it. And so yeah, pretty excited. Alright, I'll sort these out and we can start the review. Alright, so let's open our first bag and see what's inside. Looks like this one is the Ice Queen. Like with all minifigures, it comes with the 3x4 black stand. It also has the instruction booklet, which we'll look at. It gives us a list of all the characters so we can check them off as we collect them. Also has a brief instruction guide on a couple of the characters, as well as an advertisement for the minifigure site. So you get one of these with every bag of minifigures too. So the construction is always very simple, so let's put this together. And here we have the Ice Queen. It's a different take than the Disney Frozen version. She has some nice white and blue and azure printing. The hairpiece is new in white, although we've seen this mold before. And I believe that is a new tiara piece. She comes with a cool sparkling cape, which is 2 pieces, a little bit plain on the back, as well as 2 kind of sword weapons, so you know she's not a nice queen. The main piece is the clear Ninjago sword, but it's also hooked up to this clear handle piece, which is fairly new. It showed up in Spider-Man sets this summer, and she comes with 2 of them, so pretty nice. The piece to feel for her would definitely be the slope dress piece. Next we have the Desert Warrior. He comes with a dark green turban and a black scimitar. The turban is a new mold, I believe, so that's kind of cool. He has some decent printing on his front and back. And he has 2-tone legs to show off his boots. And he also has these gold armbands on both arms printed on. So that's pretty neat. He seems a little bit of a generic warrior, but you can always use him for army building. The feel for the Desert Warrior, you could locate the round turban piece, but the sword also has a distinct shape, especially around the handle. Our more sci-fi fig for this series is the blue Cyborg Female. She has a lot of nice printing on her face, hair, as well as legs, and her armor. The armor piece has been reused a couple of times from Collectible Minifigures, and it has clips on the back for storage, but this one has some unique printing for her on it, so that's cool. The hairpiece is standard, but it's also new and blue with a little silver streak. Her weapon is a standard space blaster, but it does come with a round stud with a hole in it. So that's a nice element to have. The piece to feel for her would definitely be the armor piece, although you could also try to locate the gun. The round stud is another element you could search for, although the wildlife photographer also comes with a round stud, so don't confuse the two. Here we have the cute little devil showing off another kid in a Halloween costume. We haven't had a whole lot of instances of devils in LEGO, but this one is pretty cool. His horned helmet is new, as is his devil tailpiece that fits over his legs. A recolor piece are the gargoyle wings in red, and those are pretty nice. He also comes with the trident in black, which is the first time this piece has appeared in any color besides gold. He does carry a little jack-o'-lantern bucket. This is similar to the skeleton guy from last year, but it's a new design, so it's technically new. He looks like a pretty happy trick-or-treater and very detailed to his character. There are a couple pieces you could feel for in this set. You could look for the pitchfork or the handle to the bucket. The wings are also another piece that stand out, although they can be a little difficult to identify while feeling in the bag. Next is the Spooky Boy, who makes for a good companion for last year's Spooky Girl. He has a very grayscale color scheme. His torso is pretty plain, just with the skeleton printed on it, but he has some nice details on his legs, as well as some stripes printing on his arms, which are, again, dual layered, which is nice, as well as his legs are dual layered. His accessories are a standard black spider, as well as one of the books with a custom Spooky Tales cover. The pieces to feel for would definitely be the book, but the spider is also another element that stands out thanks to its many legs. The hiker is another figure that definitely stands out for the amount of detail they put into him. First of all, he has some lovely cargo pants as well as a jacket that matches the brand new backpack mold he has. He comes with a hair mold that's new in this color, as well as two expressions, kind of happy and also quizzical. His accessories include a 1x1 clear tile that has a compass printed on it. It's a pretty standard design for a compass, so it's a little bit more useful than the fancy magical one that came with the Pirates of the Caribbean sets. And it also has this topography map tile of the Greeble Trail, which is a great addition to this character. I definitely appreciate the amount of detail they squeezed into this guy. To search for him, you could look for the two tile pieces, although be aware that the pirate also has a 2x2 tile. You could also try to feel out the backpack piece, which has a bit of a unique design to it. Next, we have the wildlife photographer. She is very reminiscent of the latest series of Arctic sets, but instead of an orange outfit, she comes with blue and red. So her torso has regular blue and red two-toned arms and a nice parka design, whereas her pants are red on the top and dark blue on the bottom. Again, dual mold, so that's pretty nice. The parka headpiece isn't new. However, she does have two heads, one with goggles and one kind of winking while she focuses her camera. The camera itself is pretty standard, but it has an extra black stud with a hole in it, so that's a nice addition. But the star of this set is definitely the penguin. We've seen a few penguin molds, like with Friends, so this is a brand new one. It has a stud on the back, as well as an anti-stud on the bottom, so a few pieces for connection. And it's actually the same mold that's being used in the Batman Penguin sets coming up next year. So overall, pretty cool. Pieces to feel for would be the camera and the stud, and you might also get lucky and identify the penguin. Up next is the female boxer. This is definitely a callback to the male boxer we got a couple of years ago. She has a nice red color scheme with the torso and the red boxing gloves, which are nice to have. She even has some printing on the back. plus, she has two expressions, one kind of happy, and the other one is a angry face as she's in the middle of the fight. She's also the only minifigure here to come with two headpieces, because she has the head protection element. One thing that none of the promotional items seem to show is the round cylinder that she comes with to hold onto her helmet while she has her hair instead. So that threw me for a loop when feeling for it. This ponytail hairpiece, although not new, is in reddish brown for the first time, so that's a neat addition. The elements to feel for would definitely be the boxing gloves on her arms, which no other figure has. You could also try to identify the two separate hair pieces, which no other figure has, and also the round cylinder, which no other character has and isn't in any of the promotional materials, so it could be a little bit confusing if you don't remember it. Next is the Scallywag Pirate. We've had lots of pirates before, so he seems a little bit generic, but still a lot of lovely detail. He's got a nice facial expression with a patch eye, as well as a standard sword. He also has a anchor tattoo on his arm, which is pretty nice. A little bit of back printing too. Two-tone legs again. His headpiece is a bandana, but it's also a bald head, so that's fairly unusual since there haven't been many of those. He also comes with a new map tile, showing off where he's been. So a few good new pieces here. So even though he's a tad generic, there's a lot of usability with his parts, so that's appreciated. The elements to search for would be the 2x2 tile, but remember that the hiker also has one. You could also search for his sword blade. Next, we have another costume K character and also another penguin, so that's pretty nice. He comes with the flippers that were used in the shark costume, but this time in black to go with the penguin scheme. He has short black legs, but with some orange printing on them to show off the penguin, and a pretty cool headpiece. Only one expression, but fitting for a child in a costume. He also comes with two ice skate blades. With those on, he can't fit onto a base plate, but it's still a nice addition. For this character, the pieces to feel for would definitely be his flipper arms, but you could also identify the two ice skates. Fulfilling our medieval quota is the Rogue. He has a nice green and brown color scheme going on. Again, he has this arm as a two-tone piece, as well as a dark green and dark brown on his legs to show off his boots. He comes with the standard bow and arrow and quiver, but I believe the triangular headpiece is new. He does come with a full face underneath it, so that's nice, and there is some back printing beneath his quiver. Another nice detail is a little fox logo on his torso. So overall, a nice figure and definitely worthy of army building. The feel for this figure, you could look for the bow and arrow or the triangular head cover. Next, we have the dog show winner. He's fairly basic. He does have a nifty blue jacket with a ribbon on it, as well as a dog treat in one of his pockets. The hairpiece is a brand new mold, appearing first here in blonde, but it also appears as Bruce Wayne's hair in the upcoming Batman sets. His accessory is a trophy that has a dog on it. But the terrier mold here is definitely the star of the set. A lot of nice detail to the mold and the face printing on this dog, so you can see why it wins Best to Show. The dog might be difficult to feel for, so I would recommend searching for the trophy. Next, we have the Mariachi Guy. He comes with a very detailed guitar, a black mustache, and an excellent sombrero in black this time. As well as some nifty printing on his torso. The guitar also has additional pegs so he can hold it multiple ways. A pretty neat character. It's cool to have another Mexican character to fill out your western town. The items to feel for would definitely be the guitar and the sombrero. Next up is the Spy. He has some neat printing on his torso, as well as a watch printed on his arm. He comes with the rope piece in black, as well as this nozzle element in black, although I'm not quite sure what he's using it for. In addition to that, he's wearing a black parachute bag, so that's a neat reuse of the piece. The goggles are a standard night vision design that we've seen in a couple of sets, but what we haven't seen before is the goggles attaching directly to the hairpiece, which is new. And he also has a headset printed on his head. So, overall, he has a couple of nice pieces, but he does feel like one of the more generic figures. And ironically enough, he's also one of the more common figures to find, too. The pieces to feel for would be the visor, the nozzle piece, or the rope. Now we have the Banana Guy, who honestly is the real star of this series. The whole banana costume is one giant mold, but it's nice and detailed. It reminds me of the Gorilla Grodd set that came with the banana cart, so they are definitely expanding their franchise. The fig underneath is fairly plain, but dark azure legs, bright green torso with dual molded arms again, cool sunglasses face. But overall, it looks like he's really happy to be playing the role of a banana, delicious fruit. The banana piece is the largest element in this series, so it's definitely easy to feel for. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any other accessories like, say, an actual banana, which would have been neat too. Finally, we have the Babysitter. She comes with a few nice molds. The ponytail hair piece is new in this blonde color. She also uses the bottle piece from the Friends sets, and has some interesting legs and two-toned arms again. But of course, the main feature here is the second Lego baby. This one has an elephant bib printed on its torso. So as you can see, the head pops off. The head is the same as the baby that came in the park set, but the torso is printed. So it's nice to have another cheap way to get this character, and hopefully there will be more Lego babies produced in the future. The pieces to feel for would be maybe the ponytail hair piece, the bottle element, or you could try to identify the small baby head and the baby body, although those can be a little bit difficult to feel for when in a bag. And here we have our full set of collectible minifigures. Overall, this is a fairly decent series. The Banana Guy is definitely a star, but there are a lot of other good characters, like the Ice Queen or the Hiker. A few of the characters are a bit generic, like the Spy, the Pirate, and the Desert Warrior, but they have enough pieces to make them interesting and worthwhile. As far as the distribution, some of the characters are more common than the others. The Rogue, the Banana, and the Spy appear 5 times to a box of 60. Meanwhile, the Desert Warrior, the Devil, the Scary Guy, the Hiker, the Dog Show Winner, and the Mariachi Guy all appear with 4 bags to a box. And the Ice Queen, the Cyborg Lady, the Wildlife Photographer, the Female Kickboxer, the Scallywag Pirate, the Penguin, and the Babysitter all appear just 3 times to a box, making them the rarest ones to search for. So this makes for a pretty interesting series. I am aware that this review is going to show up a little late into their release. To make up for that, BZPower will be holding a giveaway for some of these figures. If you leave a comment to our video, you'll be put in a drawing to win a full set of all 16 characters. And there might be a couple other winners too who will get a couple of characters. LEGO was generous enough to provide these minifigures for us to review and give away. However, the views in this review are entirely of my own. With that said, please like and subscribe to BZPower on YouTube, and please leave a comment before the end of the year if you want to be entered into the drawing to win some of these minifigures. Thanks again for watching.